Sit between you.
Oh, hey. Come on, man. I thought you saw LaMark was sitting over there.
Squeezed. Let the boys share some love.
Opening statement. Okay. Well, I thought our guys played hard, played together. We played as a team. It was a very impressive effort. Played classy football. The line of scrimmage, I think we controlled it on both sides of the ball, which is always really important. And lots of big plays were made. I thought the coaches did a great job of putting our players in position to make plays. And then, lo and behold, they definitely fulfilled the destiny that we had for them in this game. So I thought the outcome was indicative of our preparation, and I thought our guys prepared very hard for a very solid Northern State team.
Questions? Go ahead.
Coach, did you say anything to Daniel Padilla at half to maybe kind of get his mind back after missing a couple early, or did he just correct himself?
I wish I could take credit for it, but I think at one point in time he just relaxed. I think Adam gave him some good advice, his holder, told him to just relax, take a deep breath. Too excited, probably a little bit over anxiety, as they say, over stressed out. He just needed to relax a little bit. His kickoffs got better and better as the day progressed. I think he made his last 2 field goals. I think he made his last couple of extra points. So I thought as the day progressed, he definitely came around very well, and he did what he was capable of doing. And nobody's perfect, but he definitely had some things to correct, and he did it all by himself.
LaMark, almost 500 yards of offense. Was this a step forward from the first game offensively?
I think so. We finally got the ball rolling, and we didn't have too many stops where we didn't have our momentum going. It was just going back to the basics and basically taking our offense back and doing things that we do best. I feel like it just got us off to a real good start, and we can keep rolling from here, keep improving.
A lot of short passes, some of which turned into long passes. But is that what we should expect to see out of this offense? Just a lot of that ball control tape?
We can go short, middle, or deep. It just depends on what the game plan is for the week. All of our receivers have great ability to take a short ball and turn it into a long ball. And we all can go deep and go get the balls that are thrown deep. It's just, like I said, it just depends on the game plan for the week.
You talk a little bit about the long touchdown pass.
Basically, they lined up in a formation where we thought they were going to come 2 off the edge on a blitz to my side, which they didn't. The backer dropped, and I got inside of him, and JD found me in the hole, and I just took off from there and broke a couple tackles and made sure I stayed in bounds down the sideline.
Mark, talk a little bit about the defensive stand at the end of the half and how things maybe were differently if you hadn't done that.
It's definitely a game changer in the game. 4th and goal stop is something that you always think about and want to be a part of, and it always gets the crowd hyped, and it definitely got the crowd on our side and involved in the game more.
As far as both you guys, this was your first game as Mavericks at home at Blaze. Like, can you just talk a little bit about what it's like, playing there for the first time? What the fans were like, just the experience in general?
The fans were great. The student section was great. They were rocking and rolling, especially at the end of the game. Some very creative chants. It was very fun to be a part of. It felt a little bit like high school. It was very fun.
I was here fortunate enough to see it from the sidelines last year, but to actually be on the field and play this year, it was very special to me. They showed a lot of passion for what we're doing out there, and I appreciate everybody being out there supporting us.
Coach Hoffner, do you feel like this was a nice step forward from last week?
I really do. And I thought Northern State was improved from last year and beating Southwest. They did put up a pretty solid fight. I thought that it took us a lot of downs to get first downs and to get touchdowns. It wasn't just, like you were going a hot knife through butter. I thought that we definitely had to earn everything we got. I thought they were physical. I think we, made fewer mistakes, had fewer, I don't know if we actually had fewer penalties, but I thought we played a pretty fairly penalty-free game, and coaches did a fantastic job of putting the guys in positions to succeed. I mean, I thought Coach Kleinerman with the goal line stop was just tremendous, and I don't know how many 3rd downs we converted, but it was definitely a very impressive day for our quarterbacks in converting on 3rd down also.
Was Daniels nicked up a little bit at the end, or did you just throw Wolf in there to get some
You know, the exact status that John was prepared to go, John Daniels was prepared to go back in if he had to and needed to. But at that stage of the game, John Wolf is definitely worthy, and we have no reservations putting him in at quarterback and being a player that we expect him to run our system, just like John Daniels does. So we had no apprehensions, and John Daniels left the game in great health.
Anything else?
Marcus, is there anything in the defense that you'd like to see next week improve?
Last week we had a great second half, and I felt this week we tailored off in the second half. It's something that we definitely can't have. We got to pick up the intensity in the second half. Our coach has a slogan, it's ABC, it's always be closing. We need to close out in the second half, and that's something we plan to do next week.
Coach, most of your offense this week, I felt like was more in the air. Can you just talk a little bit about maybe you use Viper and Dale Martin, and if you're going to run it on that a little more next week, or
Sure.
just kind of stats about that?
Yeah, and then I missed the first part of your question. You said that you thought we threw more this week or threw more last week?
This week.
Threw more this week. Okay. You know, early on in the game, I think we were definitely trying to take what they were giving us. You know, Northern State's whole game plan is about trying to stop the run. They're going to put a pretty heavy box in there. They're going to give you 7 almost all the time, and then they're going to adjust their coverage from there. So what that does is it frees up the flats. It frees up the middle seams. It allows you to, you know, give a quarterback an opportunity to work a defense. There's always a void in a defense, but their mission was to stop the run. And I think we loosened them up with a pass. And then late, I think, you know, Coach Keene did a great job of, you know, putting guys in there, and we just kept marching the ball down, eating up the clock, close out the game, get the field goal at the end. You know, I think we ate about 6, 7, 8 minutes off the clock there at the end, and it was great for us to run the ball late. You always want to outrush your opponent in the fourth quarter. There's a couple things that are happening there. One, you're probably winning, and 2, you're definitely controlling the line of scrimmage and have wore out your opponent, even if they do have a heavy run set to try and stop the run.
Okay. All right, guys, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate the coverage.